wild like they ain't try to be drowned. Like when y'all 12, you wasn't trying to be cow. Copy my style and show it to their friends and try to say that it's them, but y'all know what this is. Red bone on the couch and they both mahogany brown. Cabin so big it can see my house. Then again, my view is too stupid, bruh, for real. Don't forget to get about who really do this, bruh, for real. It's so go close, that you like a lot of to the clipping in the holster like it's supposed to be closer than your chauffeur, Costa Nostra. Stick up to your nose, this rolling stone and no California, ill as pneumonia when we confold you with that villain's aroma, pilling out, spilling all your feelings out on the corner, chilling out. Ice grilling my mouth, shout out to soldiers, not pulling the out to show you, but your brains over the rover. They put a coat over the stain, cause for the day we whipping your range, so you're hitting the bank. Don't forget that the game coded in polars. California bears, take your chain off for ya, because out of all of you squares, I'ma yeah, put it in the air like the motor hit the rotor. Chill, right on my side is my ego becomes a funky child with some wood on my tongue. Feel like in, take a breath, and my mouth gets loose. So while I scatter my spit, I dream of juice. Have you reveled out dark hallways? This way, like this, I made the day. I say, play the track from your record collection. It's your mix, congratulations.
Change a lot of names, some know that we have always been down. If I ever didn't thank you, then just let me do it now. Go back in.
I bet you right up when we start the show, but I mean now, very close because I told you so. You know, we love because we love the place. Yeah, we be freaky and we wanna stay.
Change a lot of names, some know that we have always been down. If I ever didn't thank you, then just let me do it now.
Life excites, so we begin that violent force of life. Guaranteed to turn it as a better goal of mine. Because we don't need change like a chameleon. And the channel, whenever the rap show the world is on. You know we dazzle like get all our human battles. Rattles on your head to redeem. I call the bottles, fall in love with your teachers on the right for yourself, mate. Check, test, 311 is LA.
Change a lot of names, some know that we have always been down. If I ever didn't thank you, then just let me do it now. Keep my feet on the ground, keep my head in the clouds, electrified by the sound. It comes from the down, and we change a lot of names, some know that we have always been down. If I ever didn't thank you, then just let me do it now.
Of a model, that's so typical. Body of a Adonis, that's so typical. Tail like a god, that's so typical. He's still modest, so typical. Don't wanna talk about it, so cynical. So I cut it out like a umbilical. Don't wanna risk the ouch of the ridicule. It's
It's so typical and visual, I feel like the one. Yeah, I wake up every morning and thank God for my lungs. Cause I'm breathing so good, I know I don't have to run. When you're looking this good, no one can tell you to jump, to swim. Yeah, I'm trying to ride the wave, I'm trying to get me paid, I'm trying to move and shake, I'm trying to walk away. I swear my wrists are great, I'm getting used to change.
of a model, that's so typical. Body of a Adonis, that's so typical. Tail like a god, that's so typical. He's still modest, so typical. Don't wanna talk about it, so cynical. So I cut it out like a umbilical. Don't wanna risk the ouch of the ridicule.
These restless eyes of mine will sit in to my heart and sugar. In a jumbled life of glitter, dream hit concrete, mind all jerk up. Tend to think in 1,000 thoughts, I pop through north till the boys get bored. Endless stairs in a sinking door, I search for I'm an anxious state that worries daily. But if I link my G's, it goes away down honey lane. I gallivant with darling, baby, jet, jet, jet.
That's so typical. Body of a dominance, that's so typical. Tell like a god, that's so typical. Please don't modest, that's so typical. Please give a model, that's so typical. Body of a dominance, that's so typical. Tell like a god, that's so typical. Please don't modest, that's so typical. Don't wanna talk about it, I'm so cynical, so gonna cut it out like a umbilical. Don't wanna bust it out, check the ridicule. It's so typical.
I had a dream, I had a vision. I had to work for this and you didn't. I had to bleed, still got the stitches. I learned to swim from all your burned bridges. Say you're the poet and the prophet, but you never saw me coming. Always starving for attention, and I got the kind you wanted, and it's killing you now. You wanna spin it around, but the truth's still the truth. Nothing you can do. I feel it in my bones. Won't bring me down, no, not even close. Go ahead and throw your stones, but you can't stop this. You can't stop this. You can't stop this. You can't stop. I had a dream, and now I live it. Ain't it a gift to know it's God-given? I'm not gonna waste it. Stop wasting your breath. Stop speaking in whispers. Say that with your chest. I feel it in my bones. Won't bring me down, no, not even close. Go ahead and throw your stones, but you can't stop this. You can't stop this. You can't stop this. You can't stop this. You won't break me, I won't back down. I just can't shake this feeling like I'm up so high. I got no doubt, this life ain't got no ceiling like. You won't break me, I won't back down. I just can't shake this feeling like I'm up so high. I got no doubt, this life ain't got no ceiling like. You can't stop this. You can't stop this.
Autumn has come to upstate New York. Fall colors abound, and we welcome you inside Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. And we are underway in Buffalo. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Seven Pirates! Ready! 60 Vikings!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Fernandez. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. At their own 29-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A big play there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Now the extra point. For the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
19 tight, 19 tight, 60 broadcast, Dragon 60. Hey, talk to me, what you got?
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. At the 23-yard line.
Here we go. Cougar 19, Passer 80. Cup 19, Passer 11, 19 Lions. Go Street. Buffalo 18, 79 Broncos, Mustang 19.
They'll set up to throw. That's complete to DK. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Okay, break.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Ready. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Bronco 80. Watch the back on this way.
This is Gillisley. And some room to run now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Warriors, Cowboy 80. 18 Rattlers, 18 Rattlers.
They'll drop to throw. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Go.
Now Gillisley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The Bills at 500, 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around. That's what they play really well here.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
60 Eagles, 60, 79 Brock, Mustang 19.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Here's Mahomes to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. When you look at this Buffalo defense, we know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook.
tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 91 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
First down, Jets.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Jets. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Jets are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
Well, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
79 Broncos. Mustang, not Bronco 80. 18, run. Cup 19. Cup 19, victorious, 70. Go.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
65, 70, Cougar 19.
Here's Gillisley. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Pretty entertaining start. 14 all the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
Tight, 19 tight, Cowboy 80, 19 Lions.
They'll look to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 41-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Come on. 60, 70, Timberwolves.
They'll run with Gillisley. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Get it? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
60 Bison. Ready?
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Looking to throw. He'll try to pick it up himself. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
Trap 60, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Mustang 19. 19 Lions. Warriors 70. Ready?
They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Bills take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal.
Ready. Here we go. Set. 70 Lions. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Go.
They'll try to run it in with Gillisley. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Bills have moved out in front. Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
The score, Bills 21, Jets 14.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you?
And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
60 Bobcat! 60 Bobcat!
From the gun, they'll try to run it. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they'll change things up.
2nd and 11 at the Jets' 39-yard line.
Buffalo 18! 18, Pioneer! 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers!
2nd and 11. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
Ready? Bronco 80. Cougar 19.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
Cup 19! Jeanette! Trap 60! Trap 60! Panther 60! Panther 11! 18 Rebel! 79 Bronco! Mustang 19!
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Now he's got it! And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fighting his way through contact. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 105 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Mahomes going to throw. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5.
Sets up a 1st down and goal at the 5-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Hands it off out of the gun. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now from the 7, here's second and goal.
Go! Cowboy 80, Buffalo 18. 60 Bucks, 18, Pioneers. 60 Maverick, 60, 19 Lions. Ready?
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown! And Matt Mitchell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's second and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Looking left sideline, it's complete. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Yellow, yellow. Yellow. Hey, 43, 40. Yellow.
Now Mahomes. Right sideline, that's complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Mahomes now to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Yellow. Attack. 43.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Mahomes will do it himself. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And his throw here is incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Fighting through the tackle at the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Number 38 now. Here comes 2nd and 8.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to lead this for his running back. It's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 119 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Yellow. Right on, Mason. Let's go. Hey, 57. Hey, 43.
Throwing on second down, Mahomes. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
18 on the play. First down, Jets.
15. Attack.
Back to throw here. And he'll just get rid of it. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On second down, he'll run it here. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Mahomes now going to lead his guys up for the two-point try.
The Jets will line up for a two-point conversion.
That's caught. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for two does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime. They sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Cougar 19.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Brings up second and 7.
70 Timberwolves.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Strap 60, strap 60. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Ready,
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. 2nd down and 8.
Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
They'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
18 Cardinal. Buffalo 18. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Hurt. 79 Broncos. Ready.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A good pickup there at 22.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Cowboy 80. Go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go now. 70, Hawk 70, Hawk 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Mustang 19.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45, out of bounds at the 44. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's brought down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Now he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
Now on 2nd and 13, Mahomes. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover for his squad.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Bills' 18-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now, Mahomes. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Bills are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Ready, ready.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now,
this is caught inside the 15. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big play here for Buffalo. 47 yards.
Got it. Ready?
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Warriors 17, Bronco leading. Trap 60, trap 60, Dragon 60. 18 Runner, 879 Broncos. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Ready, ready?
On play action, they'll throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Now a run here off the RPO, he'll keep it. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 8-yard line.
Come on, come on.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready.
Now back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. From 8 yards out. And the Bills look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. A try here for the extra point. Whoa, what happened there? No good. Off the crossbar, and it comes back. A very poor effort from PAT distance. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at the yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. But defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 19.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Got a man and he hits him in stride. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it'll be 2nd down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
3rd and 4.
7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Let's go. Panther 11. Bronco 80. Mustang 19.
They'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead. And now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up. And he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right?
But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Powering forward. And nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Go street. My man. 68. Cup 19. Cup 19. Warriors 70. Go.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Rig alert. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. 19 tight. Trap 60. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Ready, right?
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Viking 18. Dragon 60.
Back to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Say, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. That is caught. And he's going to have the Bills first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick, 60 Eagles. Here we go, here we go. Buffalo 18, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers, 18, Pioneer.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you can go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now whistles and a timeout call here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Buffalo, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's yet another loss as they've started out now 0-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home
next week.
That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
I give it all away. You're like my reason for life when my dreams seem so far away.